Okay friends, one of the first things we need to do to get started on this job is to carefully raise and support the car so the wheel's off the ground. After that, remove all 5 of your lug nuts and then remove the wheel. Now that we have the wheel off, we have a nice clear view of our brakes. As you can tell, they're very needed to be done. Right here, we need to go ahead and remove this clip from the actual caliper itself. Be careful as you remove this because it is spring, so it could potentially come back at your face. There we are. Alright, so now looking at the back side of the caliper, you can see where the slider pins are supposed to go. They're going to have little covers over them, so go ahead and pop that off, and that's going to expose the slider. Looking inside there, that's what we're going to have to remove. To remove this, we're going to go ahead and use our Allen head tool. Go ahead and put that right in there. There's our slider. Let's do the same to the top one. We have both those sliders out. Let's follow our flex hose until it comes up to this area. We need to get it out of its bracket. There we are. Now let's carefully try to pry on our caliper and get this off of here. There we are. At this point, you want to make sure that you inspect your caliper and make sure you don't see any fluid. If you see fluid coming out of this area right here, it essentially means you have a brake fluid leak and you need to replace your caliper. This one looks good, so let's set it aside. So we've got our pads. Go ahead and pull those right out of the bracket. Set those aside. Now we're going to go ahead and remove our caliper bracket bolts from the back side here. Now that that's out, let's just go ahead and put it back in just a few threads to hold the bracket for us and continue on doing the other one. Let's set our bracket aside. It's going to be time to remove the rotor. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and start on one of our lug nuts just so the rotor can't come off. And then we'll give it a loving bonk with our hammer. Now that the rotor's out of the way, we have a nice clear view of our hub. This is the mating surface where the rotor needs to ride, so of course it needs to be as clean as possible. Any raised areas could potentially mean you have a brake pulsation down the road. Okay, so as you can tell, I've got this nice and cleaned up. I especially made sure to get in between the area where the hub is and of course the lug stud. If you leave any buildup there, you're going to have the same issue. Something else to pay attention to real quick is behind the hub area. You're going to notice that there's generally a lot of rust and debris and generally a lot of flakes that accumulate back here. Any of that stuff could potentially fall down and of course cause noise coming from your brakes. So go ahead and scrape it out of there. So now that we have everything over here all cleaned up, let's move our way back over to the caliper itself. Once again, we already checked to make sure we don't have any fluid coming along here, so we know that the caliper is more than likely good, but we need to double check that essentially by pushing back the caliper piston. That's also something you need to do for the brake job anyways. If you were to just go ahead and put it up against this control arm right here, it's going to be a good resting place. In the middle of this piston, you're going to see that it has 2 holes, and that's because we need to be able to push and twist at the same time to push in this actual piston. The next thing we're going to do is clean up our bracket. You're going to find that there's going to be 4 points that you need to clean up. This is going to be the areas where the pads ride. Essentially, go ahead and scrape all this out of here. You're going to have the area inside, along this ridge, on all 4 corners. Clean it up. So at this point, we've got it all nice and cleaned up. All 4 corners look perfect. As you can tell, there's bare metal showing, so typically I like to apply a thin amount of lubricant to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it right along here, and then with my finger, I'll just run it along inside the channels. We don't want very much because we're not trying to accumulate dirt or debris. We just want to put a nice thin coat on this to help prevent it from rusting again. So there's a couple more things that we want to continue cleaning. Any of this buildup that you see on your slider pins could potentially make it so your caliper is not going to function the way that it needs to. Go ahead and clean this down. And then also that we have the caliper mounting bolts, we want to make sure that we clean the threading on that as well. Inspect those, and of course add a little bit of red thread locker to these bolts. Okay, so we got everything nice and cleaned up. Let's set those 2 bolts aside, and now we're going to continue on by lubing our sliders. Just go ahead and put a little bit of lubricant right along these areas. This is going to make it so they can slide in and out very freely, and of course not get rusted. Continuing with the lubricant, we're going to go inside the slider ports right here. Just go ahead and make sure that there's a good amount inside there. And then of course we're going to lube our caliper itself. We want to get both of these ears, and then we're going to move our way right over to the piston. Essentially all the mating points where it's going to touch up against the pads. Now let's spray down the hub mating surface with some copper never sees. Now we're going to move along to cleaning our nice new rotor. Clean both your braking surfaces. Now let's put our rotor up onto the hub, and then I usually like to start a lug nut on here just to prevent things from moving around. Just use a little washer in between the center there. Now it's going to be time to get our caliper bracket on here. Of course, we get our mounting bolts with the thread locker. Go ahead and line it up. Start in both your bolts. We'll snug them up, and then we'll torque them to 55 foot-pounds. Now it's going to be time to get our pads on here. You're going to notice that one of the pads has a little clippy-do on it, and the other one does not. The one that has the clippy-do is going to be the inside pad. Right on there. This one right here. They slide right in. Now let's go ahead and get our caliper on here. Pay attention to your flex hose. You want to have it semi-lined up. That's going to make it easiest to get this in. Slide this right over. Take your 2 slider pins. Go ahead and start those in. Once you have them both bottomed out, let's go ahead and torque these to 22 foot-pounds. Not forget about our caps. That's going to help keep moisture out of there. So now that we have this most of the way put together, it's going to be time to put the clip on here. Obviously, we want the little pitons to fit into their corresponding holes. Typically when I do this, I'm going to line the first one up right up along the top and start it into that hole. You're going to have this coming underneath the caliper bracket. And then of course we'll start bringing this down, line this up with its corresponding hole, and then we'll use some leverage to pull this around the back side of the bracket. We're going to come up here and re-secure our flex hose. There we are. Make sure nothing's twisted. The flex hose is definitely not twisted. This looks great. After you've removed your lug nut from the rotor, go ahead and put the wheel back on. Starting on all of your lug nuts, we'll bottom them out, put the wheel so it's just barely touching the ground, and then torque the lug nuts to 85 foot-pounds. Torqued. Okay friends, so the process will be the exact same for the other side of the car. Now all you have left to do is go ahead and pump up the brake, check your brake fluid, and then take it for a road test.